Curious there, how long did it take you? Has that something that's been pretty natural to you? Or what was the trigger for you to say, you know what, maybe not for JWB specifically, but overall, hey, I want real estate to be in my portfolio?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it started years and years ago. We we talked about it on that April show. Like we bought properties in St. Pete and tried to manage them ourselves.
Hmm.
I think every avenue you take, if it's rental, it's the whole learning curve of how do I manage the property itself? How do I manage the tenants? And we're like, oh, we're going to buy it. We're going to figure it all out. And it, we survived, but but it didn't really serve any sort of financial needs. So I think it started like years ago, at least for my husband and I, when we were first building our family. We, first sort of invested in our primary residence, and we started looking around, saying, "I think there's a lot of opportunity, particularly here in Florida." And rates being really low. So we tried it and just didn't think about it holistically. And neither of us had time. We had full-time jobs and two little kids. So I think we survived that, and then we just like held our cards to our vest for a while, stuck with the company 401ks. And it's something that I've been studying for a while and wanted to get more serious about. Honestly, so I'll just tell you my whole story.
Sounds great.
So we bought this house in St. Pete in a historic neighborhood in downtown St. Pete back when I think they closed the crack house like 2 years before
Oh,
they
goodness.
crossed the street. So that's how early I was in the
Oh, goodness.
turnaround in St. Pete. And if you've been there today, it's incredible in what's happened in St. Pete. And I anticipate the same thing might be happening in Jacksonville. But
Exactly. We're going to
anyway,
talk a lot about that on the summit when folks are here.
exactly. So we had a house on a double lot with this beautiful tree swing. Kids loved it while they were growing up. Kids grew up. The tree died. Now we have this empty lot. And we were like, well, what are we going to do with it? And we had actually tried to move just for a different opportunity to North Carolina back in '06.
Hmm.
And we missed the market by a month. And then the whole crisis happened, and I had been really diligent about like paying off and paying down the house.
Right.
And I threw no control of my
Oh my,
right.
wow.
so, so fast forward, we've got this extra lot. The market gets hot again. I'm like, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna parcel a lot. We built on the lot. We sold the house, and I was like, wow, this return was great.
Yeah.
And because it was our personal property and we had the exempt or the exclusion, I think it's called, we didn't have to pay any taxes on the gains. So that's when I really got serious about looking at opportunities, to get back into investing in rental real estate. But, like we've talked about, I, we don't like managing properties ourselves. And it's really hard to find like people that you trust. And
Right.
so what I was honestly doing was so my daughter and son-in-law and now grandson live in Jacksonville, and we were trying to move up there. And we were going to try to do the same thing. We were going to build a house on an empty lot. And I found out you guys owned all of them everywhere that I wanted to live.
I remember you were asking me about Springfield.
So then I started researching you, and I got on the show and I was like, hey, this might be what I was looking for. If you have a plan and you know what you're looking for, and it's maybe not what you thought, maybe opportunity for
Full
your way.
circle.
There you go.
So that's my whole real estate story. And, I was really looking for that partnership where, we would have a great team. And I'm really skeptical of the data. So, the analysis spreadsheets that you have, I looked at them backwards and forwards and put in my and grilled your whole team. Shout out to Max who took all of my hard questions and Caitlin
Right.
who and them. But, I really felt confident. And then, talking to the community and other investors and, people that like rental real estate is hard. People have had some challenges, but they talked about how it was working with you and trusting and getting to a good place and the planning and the information you had available. So that's how I felt comfortable investing with JWB.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I think this is the type of relationship we aim to have. We want to work with those who, see the potential, who probably have some, desire somewhere along the lines to have this in their portfolio, maybe have stubbed their toe a couple of times on trying to get it going because it's really hard to do, but they place such a high value on the team. They
Yep.
have a high value on the team, the relationship, the experience. That's where we really want to separate and differentiate ourselves. And it was wonderful sitting next to you on the bus, and we clearly quickly had a connection with our entire team and you, and it just felt very natural. So it's fun to be a year later talking about you coming back on the summit and getting other people getting to meet you as well, because this is the type of client relationship that we strive to have.
I love it. I love that story.